They know my story. From old dog studio, I be hustle to work. Me and City. From old dog studio, we been hustle to work.
Rubicon. Rubicon is defined as taking a decision that is irrevocable. In other words, once you take the step, there is no turning back. It's done. I was reminded of Neo in the movie The Matrix. I don't know if you remember this, but there's a time where Morpheus was sitting with Neo, and he said to him, Neo, you have a choice. You can choose the red pill and be introduced to truth, or take the blue pill and continue to live in ignorance. Rubicon moment. Taking a life-altering decision that cannot be taken back. And lately I feel as though I'm reaching my Rubicon moment. I feel like life is asking questions of me that have to be answered now. I'm constantly asking myself, do I abandon the hopes and the dreams that I had in my days in varsity? Do I extinguish the fire that burned in my heart? Do I choose to let go of those dreams and let them fade away into obscurity? Or do I take a leap of faith into the unknown? Do I jump into the abyss with the hope of grabbing onto my destiny and saving myself? Toastmaster, my fellow Africans, my Rubicon. Now, in answering this question, I've done quite a fair amount of research, and I've looked at people who've managed to succeed in what they have done in life, in order to try and take those lessons, extract those principles, those similarities, and see if I can't apply them to my own life. In order to do so, I better define my matrix of what success is. And my success, or my thinking around success, consists of three things. First of all, these are people that were able to do their own thing and not be owned by a company. In other words, they were autonomous, they owned themselves. Second of all, these are people who were able to make money and not get paid. There's a difference. When you work for someone, you get paid. When you work for yourself, you make money. Third and lastly, these are people of influence. In other words, these people were able to decide what was to be done, when it's to be done, and how it is going to be done, as opposed to being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Sure, man, you picked up that I'm a bit of a rebellious, free-spirited kind of person. I don't take too kindly to taking instruction and being put into a mold that I don't quite fit into. And in order to do this, I've looked at quite a few characters, if I can put it that way. And I've seen three elements that came up consistently all the time. The first one is identity. In other words, people knew exactly who they were, what they were here to do, and why they were doing it. Secondly, passion. They loved what they were doing. Third of all, faith. In other words, they believed something. They believed in something. Going back to identity. Now, identity, in essence, is made up of all the influences that come out of our environment. For example, our parents, our friends, the kind of schools we went to, the opportunities we were exposed to, and so on and so forth. So the combination of all these influences, or the confluence of all these influences, results in what you are. Now, I'm going at this because I want you to picture a block of cement, or clay, whatever you want it to be. Now, this makes up, all these things make up what you are. Identity is having the ability to look at this block of cement, almost like a sculpture, seeing the person who you want to be inside this block of cement, and then start chipping away at it until you see the person that you want to see. A perfect example of this is the 17th century French philosopher, René Descartes. In his first meditation, he noted that in his old age, he decided to sit down and think about everything he had learned in his life. He wanted to understand, what do I believe and why do I believe it? Furthermore, is it true? And so he sits there and goes through his thoughts and starts discarding certain things, and he keeps certain things. That's exactly what we need to do. Find out what we are, first of all, everything that we believe in, and then start chipping away at it, understanding who we want to be. What do we take forward? What do we leave behind? Perfect example of this is Oprah as well. Now, before Oprah made the Oprah show, she was at a show called AM Chicago. Before then, she was a reporter. And as she was about to make this transition into TV hosting, people told her, Oprah, you will never make it. there's too much competition. You're going to Chicago where the guy who was actually leading the whole of the United States in terms of TV views or in terms of talk show views was there in Chicago, and he was a man by the name of Phil Donahue. And that's where he was, and that's where Oprah was going. People told her, you'll never make it. But nonetheless, she went there. On the first airing of a show on AM Chicago, she beat Phil Donahue. By her own confession, this is because she was true to the person who she was. She was original. She was genuine. She didn't want to beat Phil. She knew that she couldn't beat Phil Donahue at being Phil Donahue, and so she was just herself. And she was the best version of herself. It's not about trying to copy other people. Be the best you. To be the best you have to know who you are. If you always compare yourself to other people, you will never be the best person that you can be. Fact. Second of all, passion. Now, passion boils down to, what do you love doing? What is that thing that energizes you, that gives your life a meaning, a purpose, and a function, that makes you want to get up in the morning and go out there and try again, regardless of what happened the previous day? Steve Jobs said that it is passion that differentiates those that quit and those who choose to carry on in what they're doing. You must choose something that you're passionate about. Robert Sharma even says that to be in the top 5% of any industry or of anything in the world, you have to be willing to do those things that no one else is willing to do. You can only do those things that no one else is willing to do when you are passionate about something, because you start finding ways of being more inventive, more creative, more innovative around what you're passionate about. It's a natural flow and natural progression. Another perfect example of this is Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan, in my mind, is superhuman. The man could do it all. He could rebound, he could pass, he could dunk, he could shoot layups as well. Perfect player. But few of us realize the amount of effort and time that it took, the amount of passion that it took to become that kind of player. There's a time when Michael Jordan will be in the gym just shooting free throws the entire day. Into the afternoon, even into the night. There even came a point where they'll switch off the lights in the gym and he will still be there, shooting, in the dark, complete darkness. The only way you could tell if you got the ball in or not was by the sound of the net in the dark. And this is what he consistently did for a very long time. It is no wonder that he is the kind of person, or has the kind of legacy that he has in the world of basketball. Hard work, passion. Lastly, what I call faith. Now, the Bible defines faith as the substance of things that are hoped for, but the evidence of that which is unseen. Now, let me explain this. When we say hope, it's a matter of taking your mind and casting it into the future and seeing an idealistic state of who you want to be and what you want to be doing, and then literally working towards that. And it's important to see it first, because if you do not see where you want to go and what you want to do, it's easy to fall for a counterfeit. It's easy to fall for a fake. I once heard a man say that if you do not decide how your life is going to be, if you do not design your own life for yourself, someone else will design your life for you, and you might not like what they have planned for you. That's how I find myself feeling more and more these days. I mean, I go to a lot of business networking conferences and seminars, and people are always saying or asking the question, where's the money at? Where is the money? Where is the money? And to me, that makes no sense. It's almost as if we put the horse before the cart. It's like we chase after the money and the things that it can bring, and then what we don't realize is that money has legs. So when you chase it, it runs. But then those who are passionate about what they do focus on their passion, and as a result, the money starts to follow them. That's how I see it. Same with Michael Jordan, Oprah, Floyd Mayweather, Lionel Richie, just to name a few people who followed their passions. It's about time that we realize in life that we have to start taking ourselves seriously. Questions will always come up in our lives, and it's always the same question. Will you choose to live the life that you want to live, that you picture for yourself in your dreams? Or will you settle for a mediocre vision that is handed to you by the world, by your environment? The question will always be asked of us. All that remains is for us to make a decision and to make a choice, and to be brave enough to live with it.